Good morning, my lovies. I did my first ever video on just a reading, and I was just going to get comfortable, and I heard God say, what about the twin flames? If you guys don't know me, my name is Jessica. I have had gifts my whole life. Dead people is very common. I've seen angels, I've seen demons, I've gone up against very dark entities throughout my life for years and years. They don't scare me. I work with people who are trying to connect to the divine, try to heal themselves, work on their shadow self. I do all of that. If you ever need help, hey, just shoot me a message and let's work something out. But let's dive into our twin flames, which is funny because I'm actually on my twin flame journey as well, and I'm super grateful for it. Like, it has not been easy. It's one of the most difficult things you will ever experience in your life. But at the end of the day, I'm so grateful because it wasn't for meeting my twin, I would not be who I am today. And I am very proud of who I am today. Persistence. Reap the rewards of your efforts. You guys have been working really hard on this. And trust me, I felt that. The crying, the dark nights of the soul. Like, I know it feels like there's just no end to it, but you have to be persistent in it. You have, like, you guys are going to reap the rewards, because granted, am I where I want to be today? No, but who I was a couple of years ago, I would not have even been able to imagine myself as this, and confident and trusting of myself and my gifts and the universe and God and just all of it. What else do we have to what else do our twin flames need to hear? Listen. Be open to hearing good advice. And that also means from your ancestors, from your angels, even in your shadow work. In your shadow work especially. Really, really listen to where your triggers are, because you working through those triggers is what's going to get you to where you need to be. And when I say union, I really mean union within yourself, because honestly, that is the most important. This journey pushes you to God and self. Yes, they always talk about, being in union. Yes, that is possible. But at the end of the day, this journey is for you to come back to self, and for you to come back to God, universe, however you want to describe it. It's so important. What else do our twins need to hear? Be steadfast. Fortify your mindset. Reconsider the beliefs you currently have. The present situation is calling for you to change your mind. And what I'm understanding is change your perspective. I know when I was at the beginning of my twin flame journey, I just wanted union. And I realized that my definition of union was not the correct way of me looking at it. Like I said, coming back to self. Yes, that is your perfect partner. Yes, that is your love. Trust me, I know. But really come back to yourself. When you realize that this journey is about you, it changes. For the better, too. You're not so focused on your twin, because really you should be focused on yourself and focus on your relationship with God. Discipline. You have to have discipline. If you don't have discipline, best believe the universe and God are going to show you what discipline looks like and how it needs to be. I struggled with my discipline for sure. Now God is using me to use my gifts, and that's my discipline. He wants me to start doing this every single day. And honestly, I've been I'm going to just say, I was afraid to step out and say, hey, I have gifts, I have abilities, and I've been able to do this my whole life. I know that I have been judged before. I have been made fun of for my gifts. I've even had people tell me, like, please stop talking about your spirituality. It scares me. But here's the deal. That just shows me that you don't have the capacity for that. And I really had to discipline myself, and I'm even working on it still to this day. I'm not perfect. And my discipline now is really stepping out and helping people and using my gifts, which is something I've wanted to do my whole life, but was just too afraid to do it. But now that I know I've got the backing of God and my angels and my ancestors, man, baby, I ain't afraid of nothing. Come on. People who want to sit and talk bad in the comments, I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all. I know who I am as a person. And that also takes discipline too. Really taking a look at yourself and be like, this is who I am. And man, woman, be proud of that. Be proud of who you are. And don't let anybody tell you anything different at all. Oh, whoops. That was a bit flying. Shift your reality and gather strength. So when you realize, oh, sorry, these cards went flying. You can shift your reality. You have the strength to shift your reality. When you realize you are the controller, the main character of your life, you can shift your reality to however you want. But the trick is you have to believe that in your nervous system, which I help people with getting their nervous system under control so they can be full of abundance. Oh yes, practice saying no. You have to practice saying no. It's very important because people are going to try and sway you. People are going to think you're crazy being on this journey. Because I'm going to tell you this, there's times where it feels like you're going cuckoo and you're losing your ever-loving mind. And here's the deal, you kind of are, but in the best way possible, because you're losing your old identity and it's shedding and it's being stripped of you, but in the best possible way, because God is going to say, hey, for you to have this person, I need to do my work on you. And your mindset's going to change. Your patterns are going to change. Your behavior, your choices. And here, new choices. You have to learn to make new choices. Make choices out of love. But also have boundaries, because if you don't have boundaries, then you are just going to overgive and you're going to drain yourself. And that's not what we want. We want you to bring your power back to yourself. And that comes with power. Power was another one. These were huge because they fell on the floor. That means, hey, pay attention, listen up. These are important. You are capable. I just wish, I want to be able to tell everybody how much power they actually genuinely have within them. Because when you realize how much power you have within yourself, you can change everything about yourself. Struggling with money, you can change that. Struggling with your health, you can change that too. There are just so many things, but understanding you have that within you is massive. It is life-changing. I have shifted my reality multiple times. And faith-filled, you have to have some type of faith. Have to. If you don't, I highly suggest you start there. Start here with your faith. Because with faith, you will learn power. Because you're not alone. We have God and the universe within us all. And if that is that powerful, how are we not? How are we not powerful? I believe we absolutely are. I have seen it within my own life. I have seen the work. I have seen what God has done to my life and to others. Why is he not capable of doing it for everybody? That's what, I'm a firm believer in that. I believe that God can take anybody. Just don't sell your soul. Because I did run into one of those. It was a little weird. First time I've ever experienced that. Do we have any more messages for my Twin Flame Collective? synchronicity. Look at the synchronicities. Not everybody's going to have the same synchronicities. Like for me, mine is peacocks and the white stag. But the universe and God is literally trying to talk to you through everything, through numbers, through animals, through the wind. All you just have to learn to listen. Close and quiet your mind and just feel. Like your body is a satellite, right? Open up that satellite. Listen to the messages. Feel the messages. When that bird sits and stares at you for a little longer than normal, look into that. When you see repeating numbers, look into that. Because the universe is guiding you in every step of the way, showing you what you need to work on. If you're on the right track, you just have to pay attention. It's literally always trying to talk to you. Always. Always, always, always. Through people, conversations, all of it. You just have to learn to listen. And then patterns. Look at the patterns. Patterns are a big one. Because in this journey, you have to look at your own patterns that are not serving you well. And then create new patterns. I know some of you guys have been trying to get to the gym. Go get to the gym. This is your sign. Go get to the gym. Or even start working out at home. Even for 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. Start getting into those patterns. Like let's work. A pattern that I need to work on. You stop it. The pattern that I need to work on is my discipline and working with the spirits and the divine, God, my angels. That's who I need to be working on. That's my pattern that I need to be doing as well. Channel anxiety. You have got to channel your anxiety. Put it into a creative flow and help. That will help clear a lot of blockages too. Get back into what you love to do. Reading, coloring, art, whatever that looks like for you, do it. Do it. And then romantic relationships. That could be anything. Your friends, all sorts of stuff. Start changing things up. If things aren't working, make new decisions. If your friends aren't supporting you, find new friends.